Hello everyone, welcome on in and happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a great day. Well, my day started off great with some Baldur's Gate 3 shenanigans with Jack Squarepeg earlier today, where I found out that there will be multi-classing.
In Baldur's Gate.
Yes!
Yeah.
So that means that I can make my blades... Sorry, my Hexadimbard?
Maybe. They have 43 subclasses in total for all the classes that will be available. And I think the only class that is not available is the Artificer.
No one cares about Artificer. It doesn't exist.
But you
Oh,
can
you
make
can't make Artificer?
multi-class.
That's sad.
Yes. So I'm just because I can, gonna do a playthrough once I finally buy the game, where I multi-class into every class. It only takes the first level.
I'm a little bit sad that you can't play Tabaxi, because I would like to try that supersonic
I'm
Tabaxi.
surprised they added Git.
I'm just glad they're adding half-orc, because I've been frustrated with not being able to play a barbarian half-orc.
But yeah,
But yes,
let's just go back to our new group named We Have Lost the Raven Girl, be sad. Name is temporary until something better is found. We are, of course, happy to accept suggestions from the public.
The
So
beanstalk
if you have a good
climbers.
suggestion for a name, do say so in the chat.
indeed, we are accepting all kinds of funny names.
The beanstalk
Something that is
climbers,
catching,
just
like
ice climbers,
E2 and the
but
Harpooneers. Or at least like the Harpooneers.
Yes. On that note, let's go around the table and introduce everyone. Oh, hold on. I completely forgot to do something yesterday, and I will be doing something today.
Oh.
The music you're listening to right now is by Adrian von Ziegler. Sirenscape will provide the sound effects during the game. The maps starting soon screen and overlay were made by yours truly in Incarnate, and my apologies. I have no idea where that came from. And if you type in !perks in the chat like Lillith has done, you can see what you can do for your channel points to help or hinder the party. Now, let's go around the table and introduce everyone, and let's start with Sen.
Hello there, salutations and good days. This one is Sen, as Sen has always been. And I play the magnificently horned and bearded Sui, the cleric of Saloon. I am sad to say that my introduction is less impressive than it was last week, but perfection is hard to reach.
Yes, this is true. Mooney.
And even harder to maintain, I would say.
Yes.
Yes, hello everyone. My name's Moonstar, or Mooney, or Moon, and I am playing Fenner Dazzlecase, who is the rock gnome evocation wizard.
Lillith.
Hi, I'm Lillith. I'm playing Aureliana Shafir, the tiefling sorcerer. Who clearly have wings and can fly.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
normal for tieflings.
Very
What
normal.
are we about?
It's fine. She's the only one who can fly in the group.
Fits.
Hello, I'm Viskugga, and I'm playing the flying, dashingly handsome half-orc, half-elf, barbarian, zealot barbarian, and also were-raven. Good stuff. Silas Nimalon. That's the name. Yes, I forgot that. Good detail.
Hi, I'm Ardana or Joe or Oi, you there. Depending on the situation, I am the GM and channel runner around these parts, and
When do we ever call you Oi, you there?
Well, I don't think well,
Yes, go on.
that one there, Lillith, has said "oi" several times.
I am not to blame for this.
I would like to claim that I have done so as well at some point.
That one then. But yeah, it doesn't really happen that often, but it happens, and Lilith looks at me funny if I don't add that to my introduction.
It's fine.
And today I will be the person pretending to know what the hell I'm doing while these people create chaos.
Sounds about right.
Never done such thing.
Anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
Last
We
time
met
on
people.
the Raven Girl got lost. Name pending. So while Silas and Fenna were discussing their crimes on a decent tone in the middle of an open bar, we met all new characters. At least all new party members. That being Sui, a cleric who came from Waterdeep in the House of the Moon to deliver books, and Relena,
Reliana.
Reliana, like Leliana, but with a re sound in front. Reliana, who is a sorcerer. She came to not Baldur's Gate. We were talking about
Candlekeep.
Baldur's Gate. Candlekeep. She came to Candlekeep for reasons that she shared, but that I have forgotten since.
Oh, she didn't share it with you. She
Ah.
was basically like, I just want to go inside. Can you help me?
Apologies. She wanted to go inside for reasons unknown to all. And to do so, she met with our resident priest / cleric, Sui, and politely asked if she could borrow some of the books. He was delivering so that she could enter. Meanwhile, Fenna and Silas were discussing their crimes still and deciding how best to leverage the new beanstalk that they made.
There's no crime involved here.
Structural property damage is a crime.
And a child getting
I
hurt
did
from
not
falling on his
involve
bum.
I'd like to see you point out in the law books where it says it's illegal to plant a beanstalk in a cellar.
No. It's not a beanstalk. It is the fact by your actions, property has been destroyed. That
Because of
is
my
a crime.
actions. It's because of the beanstalk growing really fast.
Yes, which you
I'm
planted. You are thus held responsible for it. In
I'm
any court of law.
I'm
Nothing
gonna
more
say
than that.
good luck to Fenna, who's gonna be the mother of this group.
No. Sui is quite nice and can be quite mediating.
And to be
But yeah,
fair,
Bookworm
didn't-
found out that our two remaining party members were responsible and tasked them with figuring out where the fuck this beanstalk is leading to and if it is a problem. Seeing as, by miracle, there wasn't actually much destruction outside of the lower level and the vault. So they can pay off their crime by actually climbing the beanstalk and seeing where it leads.
A crime.
To help them, there is Reliana, who had asked Bookworm before if she could perform some tasks to be allowed entry into Candlekeep. Sui, being there as well at the moment, was taken along because Reliana was nice. And they politely asked. So why not? In order to climb the beanstalk, we went looking for some climbers kits, of which Liana showed her great social awareness and awkwardness at the same time by expertly finding people who might have climber skits and then horribly failing to ask for said climber skits.
I mean, I asked. I got the answer. I figured out where it was.
Yeah.
They just thought I had lost my parents.
Yeah. Which means that we've now found some climber kits. We got the kits. I'm not sure if you paid for them. Looking at you, DM.
No.
But you still got the kits?
Yes.
Okay. Free kits.
Did we
I'll take
steal
it.
them?
Nah.
I don't think we stole them.
They're like,
we
we're not
stole
gonna
them.
need them anymore. Here, take them.
That's a waste of money. Those things cost like 25 gold apiece.
Yeah, but normally, where the hell would you start climbing in Candlekeep?
If they're just gonna stay in Candlekeep, nowhere. If they ever plan traveling outside of it, well, they might need to scale a cliff sometime. Or get out of a cave, ravine, or whatever. Just a useful thing to have until you don't have it and you need it.
That's true.
At least that's when it becomes actually useful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
We got climber kits. We are now fully ready in order to climb the beanstalk.
You almost forget the best part.
We also figured out that Aureliana is one of the relatively rare, but still not uncommon, tieflings who has wings.
I wasn't talking about that.
What were we talking about?
The really nicely whispering from Fenna and Silas being like, well, you seem like nice people. I'm a were-raven. If you ever tell anyone, I'm gonna kill you. And Reliana being like,
Well,
And I was-
we will kill you if you try to kill us, but
So
That is fair.
Reliana is now a little bit scared and hiding behind poor Suri.
yes.
I mean, in some ways, it's relief that Sailors did admit that, because otherwise, it's going to look shady as hell with them sort of trying to sort of whisper at each other and half whisper at each other. I mean, yeah.
I do once
Alright.
again want to say that lycanthropes are liked by the Church of Saloon as long as they are good aligned. As they are protected by Saloon. Seen as protected by Saloon. So as long as Silas proves himself to be good, he would have had nothing to worry about from Sui. Even if we later figure out he is a lycanthrope. Also, how tall is Reliana?
Hmm?
How tall is Reliana? Reliana?
I like that you ask me questions while I don't even remember myself.
Yes, it's names. She was still in Siri mode.
She's 5'7".
Fuck, she is taller than Sui. Sui is 5'5".
Okay, but that's adorable.
And I'm 6'4".
Sui is average for some people, but quite small for Dutch. How big is
Average.
5'5" actually?
But
165. Oh no, that's small. No matter where you go.
And that's like 5 centimeters taller than what I am.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, you're not the smallest in the group.
No, but you don't
I mean-
count.
She's a
You don't count.
You don't count. You are literally small
Fenner's
size.
6, you know.
I am small amongst medium creatures. I am huge among small creatures.
Reliana is an inch shorter than I am in real life.
Suri is like centimeters to feet. Let me do that. Quickly. That is a 5. That's a 15. 16. Yeah, Suri is like 5 inches shorter than me. Sorry, 6 inches.
Anywho,
Yes.
before we start tangenting away again, as we are wont to do.
We're talking about the characters.
Mhm.
How
True.
tall they are. Or short.
This is true. If we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started. Seated along... Well... No, wait. Fenna is still sitting on that leaf, isn't she? Or standing on it.
She was sitting, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was sitting on the leaf.
Yep. So seated on a leaf, sticking out of the large beanstalk. Fenna, you can barely see above the crowds. The leaf is not that high up, but it's still a good bit up. The court of air is bustling with tieflings and humans and all other manner of people coming from both Baldur's Gate and Elturel, but also from around the area. Refugees from Elturel mingling with visitors to Candlekeep. The beanstalk itself seems to have a rather rough surface. It's almost like all features of this plant has been enlarged to be proportional to the beanstalk itself, or to the size of the beanstalk. Your trip up towards the sky to see how far this beanstalk reached has given you a good idea of how exhausting it might be to climb this thing. And yet, that is the task set out before you.
Wow. As Fenna is taking a look around in all the bustle and hearing the conversation, and just a little worried about how one so small can climb something so large. Particularly as she hasn't been doing her fitness regime probably the last 50 years. She calls out whistle, so her little L comes out, and then she says to the new team, I do feel perhaps we should try and make a start to get up there. We've got the climbing kit. I've not used one before, and oh dear, it's a little bit embarrassing. It seems so public to be doing such a thing in such a crowded place. Maybe
Fine.
Oh dear, it's very cool. Yeah, is anyone sort of like, I guess, is the beanstalk a centre of attention for people in this crowd, or are they just too busy doing their own thing?
Some people seem to be paying special attention to it. Most people seem to be avoiding getting too close to it, almost as if they're anticipating stuff falling down from it.
Well,
You can't really see leaves or anything on the ground that would tell you that it has, but it's a large plant, and trees tend to drop stuff on people.
Maybe we should make a start. I fear it's going to be a long travel.
Well, I've been climbing masts before. This is a bit larger, but it should be manageable. With the climbing gear, at least we're not risking falling down. So, I guess if we just keep a steady tempo and we stay strong and determined, focused, we should reach the top in no time.
I can be so determined and I can be so focused, but I'm afraid I'm not that strong. That's 2 out of 3 is not bad, as they say. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. She looks up at Salus, and she says, "Oh, it's almost shameful to ask, but I wonder, you haven't carried me before, and
Before she finishes, he just lifts her up on his shoulder. Of course, no worries.
she oh dear, I don't know about being on your shoulder. Perhaps and she gets into her backpack and she climbs down, so she's almost like a piggyback, but she sort of like tries and gets some of the rope, and she sort of like ties it around the pair of them, and so they're kind of like tied around the middle, and then she sort of like just clings onto your neck, and she whispers into your ear, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful."
Yeah, no worries. Also, we should probably tie ropes to each other so that if one falls, the others can keep them up.
You need not worry, the climber's kits are optimized for single person use. As long as you anchor yourself, you cannot fall far.
It's still a good safety measure. If you don't mind, if you don't want to, it's fine. But
I wouldn't say it would be a good idea to have me on that line. I would basically be around as a kite.
right.
If you fall, it's not to be insensitive to you people who can fly, or I know you can fly, but I mean, and she kind of takes up her arms. She's really like thin. She isn't too thin, but you can see there's no muscle, and she's like, would basically fall to my death.
Well,
Or else I would fly you up, Fenna.
No. I wouldn't impose. I wouldn't impose. It would be delightful to see you to fly. I know that you can go ahead of us. I'm quite She's like she couldn't move now if she wanted to. She strapped herself so tightly to Senna. She's like, you're more than comfortable here. And Senna says,
I would love to help. I mean, but I don't think I can carry anyone. To be fair.
well, should I fall, feel free to accompany me down and teach me how to fly, because so far I haven't had the greatest luck with the flying yet.
It's not the best idea to have fall training flying.
Yeah, which is why it would be nice if you accompany me so we could maybe save myself before I splat on the ground.
I mean, I would try.
Awesome. That's a deal.
And she looks kind of horrified over to Suri and be like, she speaks in Infernal like, is he gonna kill me if I don't?
I doubt he would, but I cannot be certain. We have only just met him like an hour ago.
I mean, they seem nice. You seem nice. Okay.
I don't want to fame them of anything, but do be careful, because even if people look nice, it does not mean they are.
I know that.
So the best you can do is, since you can fly, just keep a safe distance, and if need be, you can hide behind me.
And she kind of leans in and be like, thank you.
It's no problem.
And she will step away a little bit, make sure there's no people too close when she takes her wings out properly. And she will fly up to one of the leaves who's further up and just wait for the others.
Silas
Very well then.
is
I suppose we should
wrong
keep climbing.
climbing. He is used to kind of getting up fast because of his pirate history. So he's sort of trying to get up in a fast tempo, but still keeping a safe grip on everything. So
Ah, finally. Update for Beyond 20.
should
Yeah,
I roll any athletics or
So what?
should I roll any athletics or anything? Or
Yeah, please give me an athletics check. Yeah,
17?
you have no problems reaching the leaf where Reliana is. The surface seems to have a lot of good spots to put both hands and feet as you climb up. The jagged surface of the beanstalk provides you more than adequate handholds.
Is it like very steep, or is it like so you can almost kind of run up a very steep slope? Since it's spiraling like a beanstalk, kind of, or is it?
Let me check the image I had. So it's kind of curved like this. So if you climb like around it like this,
Yeah.
it will be slower, but it will be safe. You would still have to like grab on properly, and a few times what you thought was actually attached to the rest of the stalk was just free hanging, but not so much that it was provided any danger to you.
As they go up, because she can doing what she can to assist Salus, Fenna casts Mage Hand, and it's if there's any like large leaves, anything that might be over his face, it's gently like just moving them out of the way, just as he climbs up, so that he doesn't hit his head on leaves or stalks.
Absolutely. What is Suri doing?
Suri is just slowly but steadily climbing the beanstalk using his climber's kit. So, climbing 25 feet, anchoring, climbing 25 feet, then anchoring, anchoring again. Slow but steadily. Because he is wearing heavy armor.
Yeah.
Carrying his shield and a heavy mace.
Yeah, it would be very annoying to get up without the climbing gear. But with this...
Why he asked for it.
Understandable, yes. With your slow and steady pace, you reach the leaf that Dreliana is on without too much trouble. It is already getting warm under your clothes. Not so much the weather itself. The weather is luckily a bit breezy, so it provides a bit of cooling as you climb, but it is hard work to get up.
I'm just imagining Reliana just sitting on a leaf, just like tangling her feet, waiting for the others.
Reliana,
Yes?
do you think you would carry the weight of my armor?
And she just like, maybe? I mean, I can try.
It's only chain, it only weighs like 50 pounds.
Yeah, she doesn't have that much on her. No?
No, you should be able to carry that.
Yeah,
you can.
I can put it on in my bag if you want to.
That will be fine.
And
Free
when
me
Fenna said,
greatly.
I actually have a magic bag that you could put your armor in, and it won't add any weight to me. If that would make it any easier for you.
Ah, yes. That would be even better.
You're very welcome.
So,
You bet you make
Chewie spends 10 minutes to get out of his armor,
Nice.
and then gives it to Fenna for putting it in a bag.
And Fenna's Fenna's literally strapped, but it's on her back, so you could probably just loosen it off and dump it in there. She'll direct you. Just put it in.
Also, just putting the shield there because it's getting in the way.
No problem at all. Just
So, Chima
Wait,
and the shield is no longer weighing me down.
Yep.
I'm only wearing my vestments and my mace on my belt.
When it's extra rough, Silas will actually activate his ring of jumping for the first time,
Nice. Yeah.
and he will jump as
He's
high
gonna
up as he
fall.
can.
He's
squeal.
And Fenna's voice would echo out over the courtyard, and you see several heads just, what?
Bye.
We lost Silas.
He's
back.
jumped off the server.
I have no clue what happened there.
Magic. Magic happened.
Yes.
Goblins.
I don't have Twitch open.
So what?
But yeah, so Silas is trying to jump.
Yeah. He's using the ring of jumping to cast jump spell. And jumps up as far as he can during the minutes he has it.
Absolutely.
And kind of using the climbing kit to like he's like shoving it in every time he jumps up, and then shove it in, and then get a steady grip, and just repeating
Nice.
whenever he can.
Please give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Nope. I'm not gonna test if you can jump that distance. You can. It's the grabbing on to getting a good grip.
Okay, that's not as good though. 10?
You managed a couple of really good jumps, but on your third, as you grab onto the wall, you misjudge how sturdy your handhold is, and you feel like the vine give away, and you start losing balance. I need you to make
Yes.
another acrobatics check. Yes,
Can
Relena?
I?
Does
Oh.
Reliana see this as she's flying kind of close?
That's fine. It's not
Let
an issue.
me-
It's a non-issue.
Let me check. No, sadly not.
Mhm.
But yeah, it seems to be a non-issue. You managed to find a good grip again as you're about to lose your balance.
And I just pull myself up and I just keep going.
How is Fenna reacting to Silas almost losing balance?
Fenna, who's never prayed in her life, is fervently praying to Lyra. Look after him, look after him, look after him. And Whistle is struggling to keep up. He's trying to fly, so he's flying quite as quickly as he can to sort of like keep up
Yeah.
keep up with him. But yeah, her eyes are closed. She's not happy. As long as the motion is up, she's just praying.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Um,
I would probably also be praying if I was strapped to someone's back who was jumping along at like 200 feet above the ground.
How far can you jump again?
I think it's. Let me check. So your jump is based on your strength.
Which is 18.
Movement and position. Here we go. Okay,
Oh,
special.
3 plus your strength modifier.
Silas is being the what's it called? Ship monkey? Deck monkey? The people who always climb into the mass of ships. There's a word for it.
Yeah, so 3 plus your strength modifier, which would be 7, times 3, if I remember right from the jumping spell.
Yep.
So 27
21
feet,
feet.
21 feet is what you can jump in each.
Yeah.
Only 21?
Yeah. High jump without.
Is that up to strength? Jumping.
Number
Jumping
of
is all.
feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing high jump.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's either that or it's either 21 or 10, 11 feet, depending on if I get moving.
Yeah, if you run up along or move fast and then jump, you can move faster, but yeah. A 10-foot jump is still damn impressive. Especially up.
That's 7 times Fenna's height. She feels like she's flying.
I bet. It's like, ah!
Well, the highest world record in high jump is 2.45 meters or 8.25 feet.
Yeah, so you're just
No,
casually
8.25 inches.
jumping that distance, just in like all your gear and a gnome on your back, just me.
I'm doing that with like 258 extra pounds on top of me.
Yeah.
Plus enough.
Yeah. So just yay. The high jumpers do that in tights.
Yeah. So yeah, I just keep doing that as far as I have the energy to do so.
Yep. By the time the sun is at its highest point, sweat is like running off of the people being climbing. Reliana, you would probably also start feeling a little bit tired from flying. Like if you're burst flying, you would start feeling a bit tired. Fenna, aside from probably mental trauma, you're physically fine. I'm guessing a little bit shook around and probably hoping that you not get, splattered under Silas should you fall.
Praying for their life.
But
literally,
you have gotten about, as you look up, you notice that you've crossed maybe a third of the way. Rough estimate. It's a bit hard to estimate distances when you look straight up. And the sun is now at its highest point. It is getting both really warm and really cold at the same time. You're no longer protected by the walls of Candlekeep. The wind from the ocean is hitting you straight on.
How thick is the beanstalk trunk, if you will?
The trunk is still like really, really thick. At its base, it was about 20 feet. It is still maybe like 18, 19 feet.
Would I be able to carve a hole in the trunk without risking it being cut in half and dropping down on Candlekeep and the rest of the world? As in a small alcove, sort of?
I'd say no, considering how much weight there is above it. And the risk of it just cracking. But there are several sturdy leaves along the way. You've seen Reliana sit down on them and they haven't even budged. So if you want to sit somewhere, you could probably sit down on one of those.
Okay. I'll climb up to one of the leaves and try it to see if it's sturdy enough.
Yep.
For
It
our
seems
full weight.
it seems to bend a little bit, but not a whole lot. The stalk seems very sturdy.
Alright.
How long
I'm
have we
gonna
been
need to
climbing?
rest here.
How long have we been climbing at this point? They?
When did you start in the morning? Was it early
It was
morning?
really early. It was really early morning. We basically just eaten breakfast, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think it was late. I think it was late morning, wasn't it? It was late morning. It was in the tavern, so probably
About 3-4 hours?
okay.
Say 3 hours that you've been climbing? You've been making really good progress, even though it seems like it was really slow.
Like a rest. I feel you're quite clanny, Sailors, and she looks down at Suri. How is Suri far down, or how far is Suri?
Suri is just slowly and steadily climbing. He is not hasting, he's taking his time, making sure that everything's safe. And just going at an comfortable, but on the slower side tempo. Considering that he's actually making full use of his climbing gear.
This seems like a good place to have a little stop, a little rest, and she unties herself from Salus, and then she uses a rope and she ties it to the stalk, and she just sits on the stalk, and she reaches into her backpack and she gets her water skin out, and she just sort of holds it up to Salus, and then should we place some replenishment, please?
I have my own water skin, so.
Good. Really, some water?
I do have some water for myself. I was traveling with a lot of tieflings before, and they were kind enough to give me some supplies.
That's lovely. And so she'll just like start guzzling it herself, and then she'll just sit there, feet swinging.
Was it really windy up here?
It's not like gusting wind, but there's a clear difference between the court below, where you were protected by the walls, and up here. It's not like it knock you off the beanstalk windy, but there's a clear difference.
Yeah, you can see Reliana kind of like holding on to something. That isn't showing up.
Oh, are you all right? Are you all right, dear?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just really windy. I don't like having my hair in my face.
Oh,
Don't you always get your wind in your face when you're flying?
Yeah, you get the wind in your face, but not. It's not a nice thing if you can't see where you're going when your hair is all over. You know?
True.
Would be bad to like crash into the beanstalk or something.
That is also true.
The hell?
That's the sound.
these beanstalks are so squeaky in this wind, aren't
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. That one door needs some oiling, but
Definitely, yes.
Suri, are you doing okay down there?
I'm perfectly fine. I can keep this up for a long time.
Just making sure.
Fenna casts sort of a little puff of prestidigitation. She's just trying to do a little gust to counter any wind that might be going into Rihanna's eyes. So it sort of just puffs up a little bit to sort of try and keep it out of her eyes.
She is like,
Your hair looks. What does your hair look like?
it looks plain white. Whitely silver. Very long hair.
Your hair looks beautiful, dear.
Oh, thank you.
No need to. It's not getting ruffled. Not inaccessibly. I'm sure.
That's good.
I'm sure it's fine.
I hope so. And it will just become an awkward silence as she kind of like, well, nice sweater. I mean, it's nice. I mean, at least it's not raining. Then it would be slippery, right?
Yup.
it would be raining. I would have a hard time climbing. Yes.
But I can give you some flying lessons if you want. Or you said you could fly.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to fly. I just haven't figured it out. I can.
Oh, you haven't tried.
I did try, but you know, the panic when you're falling down and you don't know how to use your wings is kind of distracting.
I mean, usually you just stay on the ground and she starts flapping her wings a little bit and you just, you know, hopefully get up from the ground. You don't throw yourself off things.
Well, you still need a little bit to like get used to flying. That's how birds learn to fly, right? They throw themselves off the nest and then they either crash and die or learn to fly.
I'm so glad my mom did not do that to me. That would have hurt.
That sounds bad.
And you can just see the horror in Reliana's face thinking of falling down a mountain. She's like,
if my father tried to teach me, he would definitely throw me down a cliff. So
oh, you might want that to be checked out by someone. I mean, getting thrown off a cliff isn't a good thing of a parent.
Oh, it's not a good. It's
And she will look over to Fenna and be like, "Is this normal?"
I've heard him talk about his childhood details. It's the first time I've heard about the throwing down a cliff. It's quite disturbing. And she's trying not to look down because they're probably about if they're a third way up, about 400 feet. Oh,
Yep.
and yes, it was oh dear, all this talk of falling. Could you maybe talk about something else? Something more grounding, unless falling maybe it's a little I don't want to tempt fate, as it were.
Oh, I guess we can talk about something else. If you don't like heights.
It's not the heights that are the problem. It's the falling or from the heights, which I think is a little disconcerting. Tell me, dear, what brings you to Candlekeep? Sure, it wasn't about coming to climb a beanstalk, although it's a lovely
No, not a beanstalk. Though it was interesting sight. I mean, you don't actually get to see beanstalks that often. Well, I came to Candlekeep to learn.
That's so worthy. What was it you were wishing to learn about? If you don't mind me asking, if I'm prying, would you tell me? I'm interested.
I mean, it's not to be rude, I just met you.
You need to
It's kind of like a private matter, more to learn about something that isn't that normal.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
No, I don't. I didn't mean it like that. You use magic, right?
I do use magic. Yes.
And so do I.
Amazing. What sort of magic do you do?
Oh, it depends, I guess. Well, my parents taught me. My father is a very, very good wizard.
Famous wizard by any chance?
I wouldn't say famous. He's a teacher.
Oh, is he?
Yes,
Whereabouts does he teach?
What was the name of the city we were discussing?
Let me look it up. While you guys give me a perception check.
One of those famed random perception checks.
Yes. Or is it?
I have rolled the 13. I have on my
also
passive
rolled
is
the
17.
13.
I rolled a 9.
My passive is 17 if that matters.
My passive is 14 if that matters.
Mine is 13 if that matters.
No, never mind, it's 10.
I was. Passive perception 10, it should be 12.
No, it's 10.
You have a +2 modifier to perception, so it should be 12.
Oh, yeah, 12, sorry.
You sure it wasn't investigation or
Yeah,
insight?
its investigation is sucky.
Yeah.
The city we were talking about was Everland, I think.
Yeah, Everland, that's... he's a teacher in Everland.
Anyway. I don't know. Would Finna know anything about Everland or?
Give me a history check. It's a city in the north. It's almost directly east of Neverwinter. So you walk. It's next to the large moor that is between the desert and the coastline, and it's surrounded by mountains.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been there. Although I used to teach at Deep.
Oh, I don't think I've been there.
No, it's it's a busy place, very cosmopolitan. Yes, I don't teach now. But it's always nice to be in touch with a fellow tutor of the past. Yes. Well, so your father taught you?
I mean, he did try. It's more that and she kind of holds out her hand, and you can see magic just sparking through, and she's like, I kind of just got, the magic when I was born.
A natural magic user. Oh,
Yes.
So
So, my father was very proud.
yes, I can imagine he was.
But I would say I'm not like the perfect daughter. I mean, he really wanted to teach me, but I'm not really good at reading books, to be fair.
I'm sure there's other ways to learn, particularly when he's so innate in one. Studied many years, and still have much to learn. It's so lovely to meet you, dear. Maybe another time when we're not so high up, we could have more discussions about magic. It would be lovely to speak to you more.
Yes, that would be very nice.
She looks down to see how your Suri is.
Suri would be almost up by you at this point, and yeah, Suri, you can use your passive. If you roll under your passive, you can use that. You can use your
my
passive.
minimum perception is always a 17.
Yeah.
Perfect, I like that.
Unless I ask you to roll with disadvantage, I tend to want either.
Disadvantage on passives is a -5. Disadvantage is a straight +5.
Yeah.
In which case, my minimum will still be 12.
Yeah.
Which is actually acceptable. It isn't. It really isn't. But yeah.
But yeah, as you climb up, you do notice, Suri, that the seabirds that flock around the coastline seem to avoid going in over Candlekeep. It's almost like a magic barrier is keeping them out.
I mean, seagulls are just best, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had a magic barrier for that.
True. Very true.
Even if it is just the sound of the birds screaming out.
You see that it's almost like they are being turned away by something, and they instead choose to fly around Candlekeep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like barrier keeping out or something screaming in their senses that they should not be here.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye open as best I can while climbing.
After a... do you take a bit of rest when you get to the others?
Depends on how tired I am, since I am just steadily on a reserved tempo climbing. I should actually be able to conserve most of my strength.
Yep.
So I should actually just be able to just keep going.
Yeah, definitely. After a short time to rest for the other three, well, I don't. Other than
They had their rest.
sorry, what?
They had their rest while I was still climbing.
Yeah. Fenna probably like calming your nerves. We're still going up.
Yeah. She, when she realizes that Suri doesn't need a rest and is wanting to press on, she sort of just ties herself round to say that she says, "Ah, is it all right?" Before she says that, is it all right if I strap myself to you again, sailors, for the rest of the journey?
Yeah, of course. That is all good.
Thank you. And she'll tie herself on it, and then when she's tied onto say she'll then sort of like untie the part that was tied to the stalk and just finish off the tying on, and she'll get back on again and she go, ready when you are, sailors.
Hold on tight then. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. And I'm gonna take the climbing gear and I'm gonna start half running up the stalk again. Again.
Yeah, as he's running, you can just hear Reliana like, and just seeing him run up the beanstalk like, I'm not gonna. And she flies up to the next leaf.
Silas, please give me a. Well, wait. Are you climbing or are you jumping?
How long does a jumping spell last?
1
And
minute.
how many times can you cast?
I have no limit on how many times I can cast it.
Perfect.
So I am jumping, but I'm not doing it in a dexterous way. I'm using my full strength to jump as high as I can, then use the climbing gear to shove it into the beanstalk as hard as I can, and then pull myself up. Then just let's call it extreme speed climbing.
Fair enough. Please give me an athletics check.
So you're jumping 25 feet, anchoring yourself, jumping 25 again in one movement.
21.
Sort of.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't get the full distance, but close enough.
It's good enough. You'll make it faster than me because Sui will have to climb with this event with difficult terrain.
Ooh, can I dash?
No.
Jumping is an action, is it?
I think it's part of your movement.
It's part of your movement, but no, you can't
Yeah,
dash.
because anchoring yourself is an action.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
And
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yes.
Sui is just going ahead.
you are able to make a little bit more headway because you don't like the anchor points. As far as I understand it, you have the hole where you can punch next to it. Not the same hole, but next to it. Not sure it would be difficult. Yeah, let's call it difficult.
Even with climbing gear is just making sure that you don't fall.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually help with the climbing itself. Surprisingly enough. Or does it?
It does. It says that you don't get the penalty.
Then in that case, let me actually add climbers kit to my sheet. Might be useful.
Because you can, yeah, with the climbing kit you can ignore that penalty.
Okay.
It's not gonna be as fast as if you have spider climb, because then you could just beep 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 beep. But
or if you had a dedicated climbing speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like E2 will have in like 1, 2 levels.
Yes. You make pretty good progress again. It seems like the width of the beanstalk is almost creating all like natural handholds and places to walk on. The wind is getting tougher the higher up you get. So you're getting thrown around a little bit, and the chill is starting to creep in. As Suri, you start hearing a weird chittering sound coming from above your heads. It's almost like someone is talking, but they have like hard material instead of lips when they talk. So like click, 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 click.
Those aren't seagulls.
No.
Let me see if I have taken the message cantrip. I have not. Do the others notice them birds? Because otherwise I'm going to have to yell.
Do I notice any birds since I'm kind of high up? Higher up?
Yeah, at this point you would notice the birds that are being turned away from Candlekeep, and you're starting to reach an altitude where like the seagulls don't really come up here because their food is down there. So you're the sun is starting, like has started setting at this point.
Right.
And you can see down below you where like if you look down you would see like the birds turning away, but then some of them that are flying higher up just pass over what looks like something that keeps the birds away, but it seems to be dependent on how high up over Candlekeep the birds are flying.
Would Fenrir have heard this chittering sound?
What is Fenna's passive?
11.
Then no, the wind is too loud for you.
Do I hear it with a passive perception of 13?
You can hear the birds, but not the chittering sounds.
Okay.
They're very, very faint. But yeah, it seems the rhythm of them seems like someone talking.
Well, I just keep climbing full speed.
After a while, Silas, you start hearing something big moving around above your head. Maybe 25 feet above you.
Do I see anything?
Not yet. There's kind of like not really fog, but like the air seems to be denser further up.
Does it sound like something flying or something walking?
Something walking, definitely. And Suri, you would also hear it.
Sorry, say this?
There's something walking above us.
Is that?
I can't see, but it definitely sounds like steps.
Let's we see. I'll see if Whistle can see anything. And she holds on. extra tight now because she now can't see anything.
Yeah.
And she sees a whistle flying up, and she's looking through his eyes.
Yep. As Whistle flies up and gets into that tiny little bit of denser air, you see that the beanstalk seems to almost flare out like this to create a platform where leaves and branches and vines have knotted together. And what Whistle and you can see is 4 very big spiders.
Fucking spiders.
Is that all there is? Like 4 big spiders on this platform?
Looking around a little bit more, you see a strange creature. It looks like almost like a spider. But if a spider walked on 2 legs instead of 8 and only had a total of 4 limbs. But like the front is that of a spider's mouth and face. But it has 2 long arms and 2 long legs.
Does she recognize what this might be?
Give me a nature or history check. Yeah. I'm not sure if you would have seen one before, but definitely read about them. They're called ettercaps. And they are shepherds of spiders. They tend to live in forests where they keep spiders as pets and livestock.
And would she have read if they were peaceful or?
Let me check. They are not peaceful. They view anything that is not a spider or an ettercap as food.
And these are the large spiders. How large are we talking about?
From what Whistle can tell, Silas could probably ride one without a problem.
Can Whistle see? You said that it opens up into the platform.
Yeah.
Can Whistle see? How is there a way to get onto that platform? Do we have to climb under it and then over it?
No, it seems like the stalk itself is coming up through the center, and there are several holes. But what you can see is that what from below looks like denser air is in fact webs. So they have been webbing the whole area. But there are ways to, if you climb along, because the stalk continues, and you can pretty easily climb up alongside it and get onto the platform itself.
And how close are the spiders and this ettercap to the to where the stalk is coming up?
It's a little bit hard to tell, but you would guess maybe 30 feet.
Okay. She'll call Whistle to come back to her, and then she'll open her eyes, and she'll say to Sailors, oh my goodness, it's how on earth did they get up there? That platform, and she tells him about the spiders. There's 4 large spiders and some some creature. I read about them, you know, the spider-ish. They really don't appreciate anything other than spiders. But the spiders are huge. But we could get up there fairly easily. But they are about 30 feet away. We need to be careful that we don't get noticed. And then what she'll also do is she'll cast a message, and she'll whisper the information to Zuri, and she'll probably whisper it as well separately to Brianna.
Yep.
The message does not allow for a reply, does it?
Yeah,
It should.
you
I'm
can.
not, I'm not sure what the difference was between message and sending.
I think message is only.
It's
Message
distant.
has
Short
a
range.
distance limit of like 60 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I think
distance
it's
limit,
100.
and you have to.
You have to whisper it.
Yeah,
But
Oh,
Uh,
120 feet. Yeah.
yeah. Sending is as long as you know them.
Yeah.
You can communicate across planes of existence, as far as I
In
remember.
case of planes, there is a possibility that it misfires or does
Yeah.
not succeed. Yeah. Suri will whisper back. If we can avoid them, it would be best.
is there a maybe a leaf underneath the platform that we can just pause onto to regroup?
Yeah, definitely.
I said perhaps if we can just pause, and we can just wait for Suri and Reniana. That beanstalk. This wasn't the top of the beanstalk. The beanstalk keep on going up.
Yeah.
I mean, this we if we could keep going without disturbing them, that would be our preference. But I'm not sure.
We always try.
Let's just wait, and maybe we're just a convenient leaf below the platform, and we'll wait for a Suri and regroup.
Sure.
I mean, avoiding them would be best.
So let me put you guys on that map. You are below this now, but since you already know what it looks like, thanks to Whistle.
Fucking giant spiders. Do they notice us? Like, do we have time for me to at least get my shield out of the bag?
They don't know that you're there yet.
Could I
We're
get
under-
my
we're
entire
under-
armor on? That takes like 10 minutes.
If you're sneaky about it.
It's chainmail.
If you,
We're under
I
the
mean,
platform, though.
yeah. I mean, unless you're just trying to shake it out and just rustle
No,
it
like-
on.
Putting on heavy armor takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So yeah, I will, as quickly and silently as possible, attempt to get my chain on and strap my shield on my arm.
Yeah. Please give me a stealth check.
Can Reliana try to help getting the
will-
armor on quietly?
I'll also use guidance
So that's what
Definitely.
helps as well.
with
Sure.
Rihanna's help because that makes it go faster.
Yep, definitely.
would be-
Silence.
Faster, more quiet.
Plus a 16.
I think that. Yeah, you managed to get your armor on, and it seems that the spiders have not noticed you at all.
Perfect armor and shield. I am back up to 18 AC from that. I'm happy I have at least positive dex.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to try and sneak past them.
I
Do we
just put
wanna
on my
deal
armor,
with
so
them?
sneaking is not best thing for me. Though if possible, it is a good idea.
I mean, it's another issue. If others are gonna climb up this thing, these are still gonna be here. Be a
I'm
danger for others.
don't think they were supposed to climb up here. Though if they do that of their own will, that's a different matter.
We are the first troop
Well,
to investigate.
I can try to help you with that. Suri, I can make you invisible.
It's not exactly a matter of sight, it's more a matter of sound. This armor is quite loud.
That is true.
At least that's how I always
Mhm.
justify heavy armor disadvantage.
Yeah. Especially like if you're wearing chain, it
Yeah.
clinks slightly.
Yeah.
Plate will just hinder your movement and make your steps heavier. But chain clinks unless you've taken time to actually wrap it in fabrics, which hinders your movement instead.
I want to say that full plate is surprisingly mobile.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah, but your steps are still gonna, with the extra weight, your steps are gonna get heavier.
That's very true.
And the plates are scraping against each other, so
Yeah.
it's gonna make sound anyway.
We have. They're not aware of us, so we at this point still have the upper hand.
Whilst
Let me
everyone's
send
talking
you
about
quickly a
armor,
token that I forgot before. Oops.
can I just cast mage armor?
Nice.
Subtly.
I will
and
cast jump again.
I they've not noticed us. If we're underneath the and I know you've just put it on, but if we're underneath the platform, perhaps if we could, if Rihanna can make you invisible, perhaps put your armor back into the into my bag, and Rihanna can just fly past. And if they don't see you, you could climb up, and then, well, I mean, sailors can jump past up.
I don't want to give offense, but I am not climbing into a bag of holding.
Not you climbing into the bag of holding. I mean, disrobe and put your armor back into the bag of holding.
Well, I mean, I feel like we need to deal with these. Because either way, if we climb up, we find something exciting, they might want to send up researchers. And they're going to want to deal with these spiders either way. And if we don't deal with them, who knows if they might climb down and attack all the innocent people that are taking refuge in Candlekeep.
I would like to think that Candlekeep can handle 4 spiders and whatever that other thing is. But yes,
They
Renata,
probably
you want to say
can,
something?
but it's just a matter of what damage they cause before they handle.
I have a question.
Yes.
How did they get up here?
That's also a good question.
This is a magical, from what I've heard, a magical beanstalk that came from magical beans.
Oh.
So there might be some magic involved. I am truly not familiar with the arcane, but that seems to be a safe assumption in my opinion.
Sounds about right.
So like that's the magical beanstalk. They might have grown within the bean, or they might have come from some other place. Not just whatever is possible.
So the plan is to take them out? Or are we still planning on passing.
I'm fine with
Avoiding a
either.
fight does not needed is in most cases better than fighting an unneeded fight. However, it's just the matter of if we can get past them, and if they notice us and climb after us, we will be in a more disadvantageous. What's the word?
Disadvantageous.
Disadvantageous position.
I don't know if I would be much of a distraction. If you're trying
You
to...
would actually safely be able to fly out of their reach and attack them from a distance. Which, if you can do so, I'm not sure what your maximum reach is, but if you could, like from 100 feet, attack them, that would give a good distraction for us to ambush them as well. Or for you to give us cover whilst climbing.
I mean, I can try. I just need to see what kind of spells I have.
And now comes the beautiful time that the DM realizes he should not have given his PC a check to wings.
It's almost like I had that in mind when I wrote this encounter, that might be a possibility.
Used to have an Owlin Ranger that was just... I am flying like 500 feet away and I'm sharpshooting you. Good luck. Somehow he always ends up in caves and inside.
I'm creating an Owlin sorcerer who only use fire magic, based on Night Witches by Sabaton.
Based on Night Witches by
Sabaton.
Sabaton. That's a music video. Yeah. Make sure to get Elemental Adept, and even then, single element is always a bit... Are you going to Draconic Sorcerer?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Adana's Owlin.
Yes.
Yeah, in that case it's doable, from what I understand.
But yes.
Draconic Sorcerer is surprisingly good for the OG Sorcerer.
Well,
I
what
mean,
are you saying?
I could swoop in into a dragon's breath.
Well,
You don't
based
have...
on what Fenna told me, they seem to be... I think they're a bit spread out. So if we can get them grouped up.
And it's not just the 4 spiders, it's also the spider shepherd.
Whatever that is.
Spiderish. Almost like a, and she looks at sailors, almost like a hybrid spider. Were spider. Oh dear. A sort of.
Oh,
Like that almost.
that sounds terrifying.
Yes. He did look rather disconcerting, I have to say. I've only read about them. Never really seen one. Things always seem worse in real life, I've discovered. So,
You still want me to swoop in?
Swooping would not be a good idea if you cannot safely stay out of their range of...
I can stay 30 feet.
Do you not have cantrips with greater range than that?
Yes, I do. I have one actually.
Because if we are unnoticed by them, if you can stay unnoticed, then you can just, at range, pick them off one by one. It would take more time, but it would be the safest safest option.
I will try to distract them.
So you're saying I'm not fighting?
Well, it depends on if the distraction is going to be an opportunity for us to attack or an opportunity for us to climb up further? So let's put it to a vote.
Okay, then.
Who wishes to attack?
I do.
Silas. Fenna? Rana? You both wish to avoid?
I'd rather not fight.
I must admit, I like to see, but if I can avoid the fighting, it's always my preference. But don't think that I'm scared to fight. I would absolutely fight.
No, I am not saying anything of the kind. Avoiding a necessary fight, it's not cowardice. It's just
Yes.
there's a word for it. Wisdom. Let's call it wisdom.
Well,
I
that's the
think
thing.
cowardice
I think
also
this is
suffices.
necessary.
Well, if it's truly necessary, we can deal with it on the way down.
And
If we do
I
not
do
just jump off it using magic.
I do agree. I feel that if we could bring the news back to Candlekeep, they would be more than more than capable of dealing with them.
If needed.
If we could bring the news back to them without bringing the spiders back to them. So if we can avoid them and continue to climb, because the beanstalk, is it like can we see the top of it yet?
From where you're at, it's a little bit difficult, but it seems like the stalk vanishes into what looks like solid cloud. Maybe just a few 100 feet up.
There we go, we're all going to die, Cloud Giant.
Well, which side do you want me to attack from?
Which side would give us the most cover from them if Realia try to attack them?
The southwest holds
Yeah,
the
so-
most enemies.
If you attack from the southwest, then we'll climb from northeast. You need only keep them busy for a minute at most.
Well, I will
If
try.
if we are safe, we'll have. Well, have Fenna sent you a message.
Okay.
After that, just make sure that you stay out of their range. If something goes wrong and you need help, do not hesitate to shout. We'll immediately come down.
Okay. You can
Just-
see her kind of her face kind of drain a little of color because this doesn't sound good. Like
If you
if
don't
something
want
happens.
to do this, just say so. We can attempt to climb without distracting them instead.
Well, I do have to fly anyway, and she kind of just steps on the edge of the leaf, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And she
Careful
just
of any
holds
of
like this, and she falls, like she drops down and she starts flying up. She kind of does a dive.
Swan dive.
Be careful of the webs.
And
And,
she
I
makes
suppose
sure to
that-
not go into any solid clouds.
And as she goes, Fenna just whispers her and said, "Don't reply to it yet. But if you need to reply in urgency, then reply."
She is holding her breath at this point.
How long does a message last?
I don't think it can be used like that. It says, so it takes an action to cast it.
Yeah,
But it
but it's like
doesn't- But I don't think there's a distant, like a length of time in which they can.
It says 1 round, but like
around
Oh, yeah,
is
right,
technically
around.
speaking.
the 6
6
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not.
Like, message is assumed to respond immediately.
Yeah, she was just trying to stretch it.
You can continue to send messages that like do, re, mi, fa, sol.
You
Yeah.
just send silent messages. Like,
You
Yeah.
can't. You have to whisper something.
So what is as
You can just
as
Yeah,
Reliana
for the
flies
ABC
away,
song.
all she hears is Fiona. It's almost like the kids in the back of the car going, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" She's almost like hearing Fenna saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh, that is going to stress her out so much.
So she will stay 60 feet away from the spider, and she will cast Mind Sliver at it.
Okay.
You don't
see
have
if you can get-
fireball?
I don't have fireball yet.
Oh no!
I don't get that yet. I'm
Fire
only level
ball,
4.
Firebolt. Sorry. Firebolt.
I don't have firebolt, no.
It's a shame. That's a 120 distance.
Yeah, and it could also get really, really dangerous, really, really, really fast.
It's a
yeah, there's a lot
beanstalk.
of web.
Now, it's a
There's a lot of
beanstalk, and you're surrounded by webs.
Yeah, she doesn't want to set fire
Yes.
to everything.
I did not think that through.
So
And
I need the
I-
spider to make an intelligence save.
The spiders is stupid.
Yeah, it is. While I do that, the three of you, could you please make me stealth checks?
I will guidance myself.
Oh, okay. 9. I don't think that's a success.
No, it needs to beat a 15.
I rolled an 8.
So 2 psychic damage.
No, it's a straight check. Sorry, Suri, I forgot to say that because you're distracting them. Reliana is distracting them.
In that case, my first roll was a 14.
Yeah.
So it will be a 16 total. Sorry, 18 total.
That works.
How would that give us advantage then in that case?
My brain is not screwed on completely correct yet, but yes, you would get advantage.
That's better.
How much damage does it take?
It takes 2 damage.
And there's something else to it as well, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Mind Sliver
It
has.
could be.
Driven. You dive a disoriented spike with psychic energy into the mind of the creature. The target must succeed an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes.
That's the one.
Yeah, so it has a
Mini
minus
Bane.
8.
So. Oh, you would be down here. Reliana.
Sorry.
And that hasn't updated. Let me do that. The spiders have both seen you, but you're staying 60 feet away, so it's not a whole lot they can do about it. I think. The one you hit is going to try and hit you with its web attack, but it is a disadvantage. Mm, 9.
Nope.
And let's see what the Ettercap wants to do. All of you passed the stealth check. Ooh, nice. Dirty 20. Yeah, all of you managed to stealth past. These guys are not very perceptive.
The spider. As long as you don't hit any web,
Webs,
I
yeah.
believe you should be fine.
So she's still waiting for a message from good old Fenna. So she just keeps casting until she gets a message.
It's incessant. It's incessant.
Yeah.
If Fenner's casting all the time, like that's all you hear. Are you okay? Pause. Are you okay?
I'm
Cool.
fine. I'm fine.
Good job. Keep going. And
You just keep casting Mind Sliver at different targets to make them.
Yep.
Like,
Give them all a headache.
9. No, not 9. I'm dumb. 13.
nope.
Nice. That one burned.
Mage armor?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, mage armor.
Yeah.
I don't have mage armor. I'm not
Okay.
allowed to have it.
Why are you not allowed?
It's a
It
wizard
doesn't
spell.
work.
Mage armor is a wizard spell?
I think so, yes.
No, I'm bullshit.
You
don't
can
think it has
use
a
it as a
penalty.
sorcerer, but I'm not allowed to since my current isn't below 13
Yes.
because
you are
dragon
allowed
scales.
You're allowed
Wait,
to,
you didn't-
but it would get worse.
You didn't get the dragon scale DC.
Oh, I got the. What is it called?
Something else.
The
Because you're
defense.
special.
Yes, I have
Resistances.
defenses. Yes.
So you just have high dex.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
Another intelligence save from anyone.
So, what does that do? I think that does... The web... So, yes, so, a 19.
That hits.
And you feel yourself just wrapped. No, wait, it's disadvantage. I'm dumb. Because it's no, never mind. It's at the furthest end of its reach, so it's a disadvantage. A 7.
No, 7 what?
A 7 to hit you.
That's lucky. If you were restrained, you would fall down.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
I asked
that's
for
a-
fireball. Firebolt.
That's a fail on the spider. How much does it take?
That's a fail, so 4 damage.
And for the at the cap dude,
At 2.
yeah, that's also a fail. -2. Please give me another stealth check with advantage, because Reliana is distracting them.
I'm sorry, I'll do it again.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, that's a big oof.
That's better.
Yeah, that you vanish.
I
As
went
far
from
as
2
the-
nat ones to 1 nat 20.
As far as the spiders know, you just gone. And Fenna and Suri,
Yes.
Good roll.
stealth checks.
Let's try again.
Normal straight roll still?
It's advantage. I'm still distracting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have disadvantage. So still guidance.
For some reason, it's not coming up on the.
10. It takes a moment to load in.
Not that wrong.
You might have to reload it.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec.
You see one of the spiders, this one, turn around as if
Which
it,
one?
This one. This one. The one up.
Really not That one? We were
Yeah.
coming from the northeast side, so shouldn't have been this one. I cannot ping for some reason. I'm in water, that's why I cannot ping.
You have a double pick. I think, or
Oh, yeah,
fall
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Since that's the side we are climbing from.
Yeah. It starts looking around as if it heard something strange, and then seems to relax again. Reliana, you can tell that the rest of the group seems to have gotten further up along.
Are they in safe?
Let me see what the movement speed are of these. Almost. They're almost out of range. But you got the attention of these three firmly in place.
So she will cast one last mind sliver on what she assumes is the shepherd.
Yep.
And fly away.
Yep. Let me check. Well, that's a 3 minus 2 because it has negative intelligence, so that's a 1.
5 damage.
And it doesn't have any more ranged. Because
And she will just start flying softly away. Making sure not to get into solid clouds.
all of you can hear a chittering, clicking sound as the spiders are just angry, upset, and trying to understand what the hell just happened. Suri, you can clearly hear that clicking kind of language, and from what you can understand, it's the humanoid spider looking thing on the other side of the beanstalk talking. This guy. And the spiders around you are just running this way. But they don't notice you. You're far above them by this time.
That's fine, that's perfect. She can just fly a distance ahead and then just go up.
Yep.
She will find a safe leaf and just land there and be like, oh my god, that was scary. Oh my god, that was scary.
And as they're climbing up, Fenna will just whisper, well done, dear. You really saved the day. Sure.
She's just like holding the beanstalk and being like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
You did good. Did good.
Continuing on the climb upwards, do you pause along the way?
No, we would go as far as we could safely.
Yep.
Just to make some distance between us and spiders.
Far below you, the sun is setting into the ocean, and not that high above you, you see the thicker clouds coming closer and closer. It seems like the spiraling beanstalk is it went from 20 feet wide. It is currently maybe 12 at the most. And it's kind of spiraling out more and more, becoming more and more vines and leaves at the top. And eventually, the beanstalk seems to twist, almost like a spiral staircase, instead of having to climb alongside, you find steps that forms out of the plant itself, spiraling upwards.
Is it what's the wind like now that we've gone up to this height?
It's cold. It is really, really cold. It's hard. Well, it's not hard to breathe, but breathing, you can see your own breath. And it seems to creep in everywhere. Seeing things and like while it's not hard to breathe in that sense, you feel like it's very like your breath is cold and you feel a little bit more winded.
Then as it becomes as though they're coming up the steps, Fenna's just going to hold on extra tight to Salus again and just send Whistle up again, looking through his eyes.
Mm-hmm. And I will move you to what a Whistle can see. Let me actually, see if I can grab an owl token. Oh, I didn't say will-o-wisp. I said owl. There you go. There's an owl token. Hello. And I will move you to what Whistle can see.
Mm.
So, as Whistle flies up along the staircase, he eventually comes to the top, just above the thicker clouds. And looking around, you see a shimmering landscape filled with like flowers that seems to almost glow in all colors of the rainbow. You see golden sparkles fly around, and you realize that it's tiny, tiny, tiny butterflies that seems to flitter around and give off a golden sheen. Bridges span the clouds below, crossing from smaller islands back and forth. And each of the little islands seems to be holding rooms walled by vines. Large, what's the name of that color? Large bluish aquamarine trees shimmer in the late, the early evening light.
Is there any sign of life here other than the butterflies?
Yeah, you can hear movement. Like someone walking around and coming all the way up the beanstalk. You see a corridor in front of you, or a landing in front of you, also walled with vines. And let me move you guys a little bit out of the way first. So I can actually have space for this guy. At the end of it stands...
I cannot see anyone. Is that a frog?
Yes.
Or is it a frog-like creature?
It's not a frog-like creature.
I'm getting Final Fantasy vibes now again. Master
What?
Matoya's cave.
What Whistle sees, what you three see through Whistle's eyes, is a frog standing on his back legs, or on their back legs, you can't really tell if it's male or female. A monocle attached to one of its eyes, and it's dressed in finery. Its hands are together in front of it, and it looks at Whistle, blinks slightly, and says, "Welcome. We were not expecting guests, especially not one as tiny as you. But you are welcome."
Whistle just flies around it a little bit, and then sort of goes down to the floor, lands on the floor. Almost as it was going to be like a little bow, but can't do that, so it lands on the floor. And then he's just going to fly back up, and he's just going to come back down to us again. Yeah, I'll Fenna will tell the others what she can see.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful scenery up there. It's quite magical, which makes sense, it being a magical being, I suppose. But a beautiful garden, lovely landscapes, and there does seem to be a frog up there, dressed quite well, and speaking. Seems to be quite welcoming. I suspect we can go up.
I mean, if you said that we were welcome.
We need to go up either way, so we're going up no matter if we're welcome or not, I guess. But it's good that we're welcome.
It is. Let us go. And she's probably if it's now that it's steps and they can walk, she'll probably untie herself from Salus, so that she can walk up the steps. But as she does so, she'd give Salus a little squeeze and say, "Thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to get up here without you."
I'm pretty sure you would, but I'm glad I could help.
So we're all here together now? Is Skuri here as well?
Uri has left the party.
She was still climbing up.
No, I'm just muted. And I'm just climbing up. But what did you say?
Sorry, I was just saying, Whistle has been up and had a little look, and the garden is beautiful, very highly coloured, quite magical, and there doesn't seem to be any threat. Quite a welcoming. She pauses. Toad-like creature. Would you've known about this? Would you know anything about this creature is? Would you have read anything about it?
Sam doesn't even know what the hell this is.
Give me a history check, Fenna. The closest you can think of from your studies is awakened creatures that have been imbued with sentience by someone. There's also, of course, this being a magical place, might be fae. It could just be someone's magical realm. But the closest you can think of is an awakened creature.
I think perhaps from my reading, it might have been given sentience. And I have to say, a rather good dress sense as well. I think, let us go up.
Sure. Let's do it.
Well, after you, this is kind of your quest, I guess.
I thought they said it was your quest as well.
Well, and she
You
doesn't
go
mean
to-
she doesn't mean it in a bad way, but she says it kind of badly, like, well, it's kind of your fault. I didn't mean it like that.
It's all right.
Technically, it wasn't our fault. Sure, we planted the bean, but it wasn't our fault that the bean turned into a giant beanstalk that grew out all the way up here. That's the bean's fault.
I'm sorry. You planted a bean and did not expect a beanstalk?
No.
What did you expect?
Well, so far we had a talking statue, pyramid, and a tea geyser. So I wasn't really sure what would come up. Oh, we also got some mushrooms. I still have those mushrooms. Do you want some mushrooms? I don't know if they're good or not.
No.
No, thank you. Either way, planting such a bean in the middle of Candlekeep was not a good decision to begin with. The
Well-
result of whatever would happen is still your responsibility.
Let's just say I was a bit of it, and I wanted to do something to leaven things up. And that's what happened.
That does not make it better.
I thought it
Let's
would
see.
make it a lot better. Because if it was something worse, then it could have been way worse.
I don't
But I
see
guess
how
we
it could have
should
been
get
worse.
up if we were welcomed.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good thing. We were welcomed. Maybe these people up here are really nice.
I wouldn't say the spiders were nice. They tried to shoot me down.
Well, spiders are never.
I mean, some spiders could be nice.
Fine. Some spiders could be nice. But so far, I haven't met a single nice.
You don't need to be judgmental. And she starts walking up the stairs.
Oh no.
He kind of just stares at her. And she's like, "Well, no, I'm a bad." Okay. And he climbs after.
The staircase seemed to widen as you climb, as you circle it up, and coming out onto the platform, you see with your own eyes the very fancy dressed frog. He's still standing there as if waiting for your decision and looking at Reliana and Silas. He gives a short bow and welcome, welcome. It's been a while since we had guests, so you have to excuse us.
Reliana doesn't bow, but she does like the little. She has like a skirt, kind of
Mhm.
like the rope skirt. So she kind of does the little.
Yeah.
It's a
Courtesy.
very lovely place. A little courtesy, yeah. Like it's a very lovely place.
Oh, I'm sure the mistress would love to hear that.
The mistress?
Yes, my mistress.
Might we know her name?
Her name is Daffodil.
Just write it down for me, please.
You mean daffodil as in the
Flower.
flower? Daffodil.
On top,
Sure.
beanstalk.
Is she a daffodil or is it just her name?
Oh no, she's a dragon.
Oh boy.
A dragon.
Yes.
A dragon?
Kind?
She does not cause harm if she can help it.
Oh, what color is she? And you can see her kind of jump up and down.
She is the color of moonlight.
Oh, she sounds lovely.
A lunar dragon? Damn. Be fancy about it. Moon dragon, lunar dragon, won't do.
I do not know this word Luna Dragon, but I am told that I need to escort you to her ladyship Daffodil's chamber immediately so she can meet you.
But of course, please
Yes,
do that.
of course.
You know, if you would follow me, please.
Why is it that it... Okay. Song dragons, not lunar dragons. That's weird.
Alright. Lead the way.
And the frog leads you along a rather narrow hallway. Still just holding his posture and just... And he takes you across one of the many bridges into what looks like a gallery of sorts, with giant petrified seeds on display. Beautiful flowers line the floor that is a deep, deep green grass. This is my lady's personal collection. She enjoys collecting things.
Going up and down.
That's a nice
Up.
collection of things.
What kind of things are there?
There is two enormous petrified acorns, like they're easily Silas's height. There is a star anise seed that is like, if Silas was to lay down, his feet and head would touch either end of the seed. And there's also what looks like a petrified raspberry right there.
Well, your mistress has a good taste.
I should hope so. She is splendid. Ah, here we are now. If you will follow me. And the frog walks over into what looks like a large chamber. On either side of the chamber stands two frogs wearing heavy armor. Either one wearing holding a halberd in hand and a squished kind of helmet on their heads. At the center stands several stones, and next to one of the frog guards is a beautifully carved harp. Do you need me to move Fenna's token for you?
Yeah, where is I can't see. It's still on the one map.
There.
Yeah.
And on top, the frog pauses for a moment, bows deeply, and then says, "My lady Daffodil, guests have arrived."
Fairy dragon.
Yes.
That's a shame. I would truly have loved to see a moon dragon here.
And on top of the center stone lies a fairy dragon. A small dragon, shimmering in moonlight colors. She lifts her head and you can see that some of the scales look like they have lost their color. You can tell that she's old. Possibly an ancient dragon.
An ancient fairy dragon, damn.
And around her, around her is different kind of flowers. And on her face, you see slowly pearls roll down her cheeks from her eyes. And as they hit the ground, new flowers sprout. And that is where we're gonna leave this session.